and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and I'm back with another project where we are putting together two loops, 16 strings on each one of these. It's actually 16 colors. It's pretty intense. I have to say, this whole project has been kind of something. Although I have to say, I have kind of enjoyed it. It took a while to actually get this made. I'm pretty sure it was just over 3 hours, but I lost a little bit of the footage, so I can't say definitively if it was, but pretty close to that kind of time range. I was going to try to time it against the easier one, the smaller one, because this one is technically, it was a little bit harder. Not crazy in the sense, because it still kind of operates on the same principle of you have to complete one row to be able to go to the next, and then when you complete that one you can go to the next, and so on. So in that aspect, exactly the same. The difference was there was a lot more back knots, and those do take a little bit longer in general. And but yeah, this is a fun bracelet. It's pretty big. One of the first things I did though was I asked my wife if she could like spot the difference without, like, you know, showing her the bracelet but not bringing out the first one. And yeah, she immediately saw what the difference was. It's the rows are definitely way wider, and it's cool. It's a very, very cool look. And I would definitely say this is something that a beginner could do no problem. The hardest part is getting all of the colors lined up and in the right order and ready to go. That's really it. That's the whole thing about it. It does. So basically, you need the pattern at the very beginning to get it started. Get all the colors where they need to be, get everything lined up, get everything in motion, and then it's fine for a long time. And then as you get down to the end, you kind of need the pattern again in order to get the two diamond bases to be like perfectly lined up with each other. I mean, if it came down to just a straight point instead, probably be a little bit easier, but it's a double bracelet, so it should probably look like two bracelets, right? I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's when it came towards the end, I was checking the pattern a lot, making sure that everything was right. And yeah, it comes together just like I planned it. So there's that. Kind of talked about how easy it is. That's definitely thing. It uses the colors pretty evenly. All the tassels, the strings are really, really long. So I don't think anybody would have a problem as long as you cut your strings long enough. It works out pretty well. I cut my string in thirds. I know I say that a lot, but in case somebody's new here, because this is a beginner's thing, I cut my string in 1/3 of a skein. So a skein is 8 meters. 1/3 of a skein is 2.3, something like that. So a little bit more than a meter in length when it goes in through through the loop and out the other side. So yeah, I have had no trouble with any patterns using that length, so that's why I do it. I kind of feel like there should be. I'm definitely going to do a harder version of this. Like that was kind of I think I may have indicated while making the pattern that I could see the possibility of something harder to do with this kind of design, but I wanted something easy. I wanted beginner-friendly stuff. Seems to be a number of people out there who are kind of just getting into the craft and looking for something that looks cool but maybe not so hard. So this is definitely that. Although I kind of not sure if too many beginners are going to be like comfortable with like getting 16 different skeins of floss just to make a bracelet. Plus, it's really wide. It's, hang on, I can tell you how wide. It's like 1 3/4 inches or 4.5 cm. So yeah, really wide, which is it's kind of in that range where not a lot of people buy bracelets this size. The only reason I even do it is because it's a lot of people like the look of it. You know, it gets lots of likes over on Instagram, and yeah. But personally speaking, I think that a lot of people just don't really care for bracelets so big. I have no idea why. Maybe it just seems like too much to have on your wrist at once. I don't know. But I want to get into making some, at least one more this size. And we'll see how that goes. Trying to figure out how far we are into this video, because there seems to be a lot of it left, and I sped this up pretty good. Like I said, I'm missing a segment to it, but I'm not sure. I think I just meant to hit the record button and didn't, so we're missing a piece. But that said, there's still a lot of this video left. If you guys have questions and stuff, please, by all means, ask in the comments. If you have ideas for other, perhaps easy bracelets or even difficult ones, whatever, I'm open to suggestions. Planning on trying to get back to doing the blindsided creations again. I really enjoy those. Those can be a lot of fun, and they have led to some interesting things. Even I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's the granny square bag that I was making on live streams. That actually came from a blindside creation. The original pattern wouldn't have really looked like much, but I wanted to see it doubled, and once I doubled it, I'm like, yep, that's it. That looks like a granny square, and it led to a whole big production of a bag that I made for my wife. So sometimes being surprised by your patterns, I end up with brilliant works that wouldn't have come up, otherwise. Because particularly looking at the pattern I was given, not kind of thing I would normally gravitate to. Didn't really see any kind of thing special about it until I doubled it, and then it was like, whoa, wait a second. So yeah, so we're going to do that. You're welcome to submit designs for that. If you want to do that, I need the pattern number, the website it came from, and the number of strings, so that I can be ready and put it together for you guys. So, yeah, I really don't have much to say, guys. It's kind of been a long day of tying knots, and kind of just ready to go to bed. I am really exhausted. It did take a while. It really did, and kind of took a lot out of me. But I think, I don't know, we could be around the halfway point. Let's just do this. Let me just thank my YouTube members who make this stuff possible. It's their support that helps me to buy floss and keep this whole thing going. So thank you guys very, very much. I'm not sure. So I plan on making a more difficult version But one of the things that occurred to me is I don't know what would happen if I tried to add one more loop to this, right? Because this is 2, and they both sort of cross in the middle of the thing. But I'm kind of wondering, like, if there was a 3rd loop, how would that turn out? Because realistically, I probably have enough string in these colors to be able to actually make a bag. And I'm really not sure what happens if we try to make it wider still. But I kind of don't want to necessarily go wider still and then not make something out of it. I don't know. You might have seen just a moment ago me using the needle to take out one. What happened was I tied the string around the yellow and then one of the light greens. It was so closely colored I didn't see it at first, and then when I went to the next string I realized, like, whoa, there's only one strand, and then found it was in the other thing, so I had to take it out. So that was a mistake made while making it. Just a kind of careless thing because the strings are all doubled up. But other than that, no other mistakes. It is a really pretty pattern. It really, really is. And I really think there's a difference between this one and the one from a couple days ago. Just the size, the width of the ones going backwards, I guess, just the rows in general, the width of the rows are so different. It sort of changes how it looks. It puts, the other one was just sort of like an emphasis on like these skinny little rows being different. This one, it just looks like things are going backwards and forward and just kind of, I don't know, it's confusing to look at. I think anybody who makes bracelets will automatically know what's going on, but to anybody else, it's just like, wow, that's crazy. And it is, it's pretty cool. So yeah, trying to think anything else. Nah. So I finished this up today, and yeah, I was actually on a live stream. So if you were interested in watching this being made at regular speed, you can always actually go check out the member live stream. You need to be a member. It's like $4 USD. I don't know what that's gonna translate to you wherever you are in the world, but it is one of the perks, is the behind the scenes and see how things get done. Really excited about doing some of the live streams now, because part of me has always been like, stay focused, do the work, that's all you do. You can take a break when it's all done. And that's probably not great for my ADHD. So I got this cool little timer thing. It looks like a cube, and I can give myself 30 minutes of work and then give myself a 5-minute, it's just a little timer. You turn the cube and do 30 minutes of work and then do a 5-minute break. And that's kind of my plan going forward, is I'm going to actually try to treat myself better and relax a little bit and see how that goes. I don't know. I'm not used to being relaxed at this stuff. I'm used to just going at it and trying to get things done. Especially when the projects are big like this. It could be really easy to put myself behind in my work, because I need to shoot like at least a video a day, right? Because I'm doing daily videos. And you're like, oh, but what about the weekend? Well, Saturdays, I'm live streaming really late. And then Sundays, I'm typically live streaming to members. So there's that. It kind of doesn't leave a lot of time for taking on bigger projects. So I don't know. I do wonder about the possibility of a bag going all the way around with this kind of a pattern, how that would look and how hard would it be to do, because obviously you can't really do segment knotting, and I think it would make me a little bit crazy to just do one row at a time going all the way around the bag, and then I don't know. But the thing is, I think it'd be really pretty, right? And part of me like, well, that has to be why to do it, is because it'll look cool. But if you can't really do much in the way of segment knotting, I'm not sure how great the experience of actually making it would be. It might be beginner friendly in the sense that it's just 2 knots, straight rows, easy to see what you're doing next, that kind of thing. But if it's just a constant shifting the work around to complete a row, that might not be fun at all. I don't know. Can't be worse than some of the ones I've seen other people who follow me do. People have asked me to check out bags and stuff that they're making. One was doing it in like a plaid, where it's sort of like a woven, every other knot just changing directions. That's got to be the hardest thing ever. That would make doing this into a bag seem downright easy. So yeah, I kudos to people with more patience than I have. That's something else. Trying to think if there's anything fun coming up. Not that I can think of. I try not to talk too much about like when the live streams and all that kind of stuff are on these videos, because I think it's almost a different audience between you guys that are interested in patterns and making stuff and the live stream. So, oh, but like I said, I am going to make a harder one. I don't know why I feel the need to, but I got this idea in my head and I want to see how it looks. So we're going to give that a try. And then I think we're going to do some smaller versions. Not because time, whatever, but it kind of gives me the ability to try a couple ideas without having it take forever. And it doesn't, the idea itself doesn't need to be twice as wide. It just needs to have 16 colors. So when I was cutting up the strings for this, 2 skeins of all 16 colors, it just seemed like 2 bracelets this size and 2 bracelets a half size each. Or I could have done 3 of these, but 2 half the size, right? 16 strings only, not bad. Oh, we're down to the yellow at the, so yeah, the yellow has been like my marker for like where's the halfway point, as well as like coming towards the end. So yeah, we're kind of getting closer now. Yeah, it's that yellow comes across into the middle area, and it kind of has to do with like where the center part right between these things, where that is. So yeah. Still a little ways, I guess. Right, but it's the last part of the video that's cut off. I was looking at like how much is left and looking at how much time is left on the thing, and that's right, that's the one that I got cut off. It's probably 20 minutes of video at the very end, because I didn't hit record. So yeah, we are really coming to the end, even though it's not the end of this, and I apologize for it cutting off too soon, but yeah, it does. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, and here comes the big reveal. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.